All new tonight, the story of a young man who could have easily fallen through the cracks. And with everything he's experienced, he really would have had every excuse.
Casey Jones is on your corner with the kid from the north side of Kalamazoo, ready to hit any serve that life sends his way.
Even with its breakpoints and aces, tennis is a lonely sport.
It's a lot about fighting.
Unless you're Daniel Henry.
It was just the only thing that seemed to be that could make me feel better.
Alone on the court is where he feels most at home.
It was like when I was there, I just didn't seem to really feel like I was orphaned. I didn't really, feel like I had lost so much.
Henry lost his dad when he was 5 to brain cancer. He grew up on food stamps in a single mother household, a self-proclaimed grandma's boy.
That's something that I've, had to deal with since I was 5. It's just something that it's just another experience that, is added on top of, I guess, what really makes me what I am.
His mom, Gina Rickman, gave him tennis. She was the coach of Northside Tennis in Kalamazoo, a tennis pro at the Y, but above all, she was her son's mother.
I came off court and, my mom told me, and something I'll never forget is that how you act on the court and how you, treat your opponents, your entire disposition, it reflects on me. So how you act out there is what people are going to think of me.
Words that carried even more weight as a freshman at Kalamazoo Central when his mom put down her racket.
My grandma sits me down. Me and my sister were just like, we weren't expecting anything. Air couldn't get to her lungs. And then she said, that she code red it.
His mom, after years of remission, lost her second battle with breast cancer.
And that's when grandma's voice started to kind of crackle up a little bit. And then that's when me and my sister kind of lost it and we were just screaming.
That night, Henry and his sister played tennis.
I didn't know it when I was saying it, but I think I seemed to really feel when everyone else was talking to me was that, things are going to change from there on out. And, things did. It really became like it just seemed like nothing ever was calm again.
Henry turned to tennis looking for calm when life and school seemed overwhelming.
It was very difficult, but it wasn't like I really had anything else that I could look forward to. It was like, I would sleep in my grandma's bed for sometimes days on end, just not feeling just not really feeling much, just not just really only looking forward to the next tournament.
Henry says he didn't imagine the days could get darker until he was a junior at K College and lost his grandma.
She had a blood clot. She drove herself to the hospital. She's that type of woman. So, so it was really hard to hear that she wasn't around anymore, and she was I was always grandma's boy.
She died of an aneurysm, and in the midst of so much loss and a mental health breakdown, Henry started to recognize. He began to learn.
I feel like I've been given some drop shots. I feel like I've been given some ridiculous shots in my life, but once I learned how to get them back, it's okay, now if I see another ball that's difficult, I know that I can handle it well.
This spring, Henry graduated from Kalamazoo College with a 3.3 GPA and a bachelor's in computer science. He was a presidential ambassador, the captain of their nationally ranked tennis team, and he became something more, something that runs deep in his blood.
Hit the bottom part of the ball and lift it up.
Like life with tennis, it starts with love. You serve up some hope, and this is where you'll find Henry these days, the head coach at his former rival, his mother's alma mater, following her footsteps at Loy Norris.
You did well in having the face right, and you popped it up. Now go into it. All right.
And if life experience leads to coachable moments, there was so much to learn from the kid from the north side of Kalamazoo.
Oh, coaching is important right now. I want to make these players better. So I would say, after a tough, because we've had a couple of tough tournaments and matches. I think she would come up and tell me imagine what they would have done if you weren't there. So
imagine what they would have done if you weren't there. Words to lead a life by.
I definitely don't want you missing at the net at 4 singles.
For News 8, I'm Casey Jones on your corner.
You see how my racket face is out here like this?
Where life's break points meet Kalamazoo's ace.
Good work, Nolan.
Daniel is also working to get his law degree, and he's going to be finishing up his last year on the tennis team. He's also working at the Venn Johnson law firm and hopes that he can help those who are underrepresented in the world, as if he's not already incredible enough.
My goodness.
Incredible
What a strong
story.
character, and I
Yeah.
love that he just continues to pay it forward.
Yeah, truly.
Wow.
If you have a story that you would like to see featured here on the 7 on 8, you can email it in at onyourcorner@woodtv.com.